COVID.gov webpage to page supporting lab leak theory. The White House has redirected COVID.gov to a new landing page called Lab Leak: True Origins of COVID-19. So that is quite a big change, and it's going to be very revealing. It makes a 5-point argument for the theory that COVID-19 originated from a mistaken lab leak in Wuhan, China. The new site appears to use theories from the final report of the Republican-led Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Pandemic, released in December 2024. There has never been a consensus or a smoking gun to explain what started the pandemic. The COVID.gov page was recently, as last week, listed sources for testing, treatment, and vaccination against COVID-19, as well as information for long COVID. The 5 pieces of evidence put forth by the White House for the theory include the following assertions: that the virus possesses a biological characteristic that is not found in nature. That data shows all cases stem from a single introduction into humans, that Wuhan is home to China's foremost SARS research lab, that researchers at that research lab were sick with COVID-like symptoms in the fall of 2019, and that if there was evidence of a natural origin, it would have already surfaced. The page includes claims that government officials, including former NIAID Director Dr. Anthony Fauci, helped edit and then amplify the research paper on the origins of COVID-19 published in 2020 that supported a natural origin theory. The current page suggests that this paper's explicit intention was to discredit the lab leak theory and remove any doubt that the origins were of natural origin. And this is not a new accusation, and in the past, Fauci and the paper authors disagreed with the accusations that the paper was manipulated or had any specific goal. The origins of the pandemic have been hotly debated since its start. The prevailing theories always seem to focus on 2 scenarios: either natural exposure to an infected animal or an accidental lab leak. With no smoking gun and limited access to raw data, discussion of the science has played out in the haze of circumstantial evidence. In October 2021, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence released a declassified report on the intelligence community's views on the origin conundrum, which also leaned towards a natural spillover, but represented divided views. A subsequent declassified report released in 2023 also noted that most of the intelligence community was split on the origins of the pandemic. In reports, U.S. agencies generally agreed that the virus was most likely not developed as a biological weapon, and that China's leaders did not know about the virus before the start of the global pandemic. The new splash page features a photo of Fauci and the pardon from former President Joe Biden granted him, highlighting that it was for, quote, any offenses, end quote. The page also accuses federal agencies, including NIH and HHS, of breaking laws and violating rules about transparency and cooperation with congressional investigation. The agencies complied with FOIA requests and other regulatory requests from the committee, and also appeared before lawmakers when asked to testify. The web page also calls into question the efficacy of social distancing, masking, and lockdowns. The White House also criticizes the response from New York officials. Fauci testified about the accusations before lawmakers in 2024, saying that accusations about him covering up or influencing research about the lab leak theory are untrue. Quote, the accusation being circulated that I influenced the scientists to change their minds by bribing them with millions of dollars in grant money is absolutely false and simply preposterous. I had no input into the content of the published paper, end quote, Fauci said in June of 2024. Quote, the second issue is a false accusation that I tried to cover up the possibility that the virus originated from the lab. In fact, the truth is exactly the opposite, end quote, Fauci said during the 2024 hearing. This is not the first time that the White House has made clear its position on the origins of COVID-19. In January, President Trump said that COVID-19 had strained his relationship with President Xi Jinping of China. Quote, but I like President Xi very much. I've always liked him. We always had a very good relationship. it was very strained with COVID coming out of Wuhan. Obviously, that strained it. I'm sure it strained it with a lot of people, but that strained our relationship, end quote. Trump said in remarks to the World Economic Forum. This is from ABC News on DNYUZ. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.